Hi all, it's only me. Oh, I'm so fucking agitated today. Oh, like, obviously it's been Mental Health Week and I've shared my experiences on suicide at the beginning of the week, and obviously I've been a bit of one of them weeks. This morning I ran 5.22 miles, my longest run yet. I was over the moon, I was absolutely buzzing with myself. And then slowly, since I've been back home, I'm like dipping and dipping and dipping, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? I've been crying, and the past, half an hour or so, I've been getting fucking really angry. I know it's little silly things, but the bands had some pocket money off my dad yesterday, and they went to the shop yesterday, came back, but Cody kept the change. And then Brogan's come back in, and he said, "Oh, well, I want my other 50 pence." I was like, "What do you mean your other 50 pence?" He said, "Well, I only spent £2, and I had £2.50. And Cody threw a wobble and threw all the money, and I was like, "Cody, no, like, he went, well, it's my money." I was like, "It isn't, because he's still got 50 pence. I know this sounds so trivial, if over 50 pence. So I said, right, give him £1, Cody, go to the shop, Brogan, and spend your 50 pence. And bring the change back." Right? Okay. He's come in, and I went, right, so where's the 50 pence? "Oh, well, I bought Lincoln a pack of balloons." "But why? Like, Lincoln didn't want balloons?" "Oh, well," I was like, and do you know what I thought? So, like, I was like, "You're only supposed to spend 50 pence?" "Oh, well, I'll just spend this other 50. No, trying to get them to understand the concept of money. And, you've already got this. Just because you've got change doesn't mean that it's your, do you know, and so obviously I know it's only 50 pence, but it's wound me up, do you know, like I'm saying, no, you don't spend someone else's money. He didn't want the balloons, and do you know what I mean? And obviously I wanted to come on here and do a quick, like, a chat about the NHS, and obviously my my times in Rosebery Park. And obviously when I first, and, and I can't say, I've got nothing bad to say, really. I'm so thankful that like it was there for me, when I needed it. And like, and my mental health team, like I'm under the early intervention psychosis team with my CPN and stuff, and I've had nothing but support, and I can't like slag down the NHS. And like I've seen, like, things like NHS this, NHS that, and I'm like, and I do understand it's a bit where, like, operations where they're buggered up and stuff, but I can't be, and then the people are, like, I've seen people slate and like mental health services, and like the NHS mental health, like, teams, and I'm just like, well, I can't, I just, no. But anyway, obviously when I first got sectioned, obviously I was banged up for 21 hours first, and when I first got there, obviously it's still a bit of a, to try to remember it, but I remember the first person I seen was Hugo, and he petrified. He scared me. I was still, yeah, and he's like trying to be, and do you know what? He was a gem. He made my stay there so special, shall we say, and like I've spoke to him since then, and he was like, you made my dark time, you know, and he's doing well. But when I first went in, it was like, oh, Joe, and I was a bit like, well, what's going on, do you know, and I'm banging, like checking the doors, trying to get out of all the doors, and you know, just going around the circles, shutting the curtains and opening the curtains, going round and trying to find a way out. And they said, oh, you're in the intensive care unit. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, intensive care? And I was like, what do you mean I'm in intensive care? I'm alright, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm alright, what do you mean I'm in intensive care? And they were like, well, you're really, really poorly. And I was like, but I'm still walking. And, you know, I'm still, you know, and I couldn't see. And I was like, how can this be intensive care? And I'm looking at it, you know, and then obviously Hugo, like, and I'm looking, I was like, and Hugo's like doing a run and jump, and he's jumped on top of this, like, unit thing, you know, waiting for, like a prey, like, you know, ready to pounce on someone. And I'm looking at it, I thought, this isn't intensive care. I thought, are they trying to send us freaking daft? I thought, this isn't intensive care. They're trying to make us even fucking dafter than what we already are, do you know? But obviously, I didn't realise how far gone I was and how poorly I actually was. And, you know, and then it was like, right, you need to, like, you know, like, they've done my checks, like, you know, they checked my weight and my height, and, you know, like, done a blood test, and then like, oh, we need a water sample off you. But every time I was trying to do a water sample, my back end was gone at the same time, so I was like, sorry, you know, we need a water sample off you. I was like, oh no, I can't help it. And then they were like, right, go and like, ease your room, have a look in your room. I was like, no, I'm not going in there. They're like, well, why? It's your room. I was like, no, because you're going to lock me in and not let me out. They were like, no, we won't. And I was like, no, I'm not going in there. So I'm still pacing around, trying to get out of the other doors. And eventually, someone told me, just go and have a lie down on the bed. So I was like, right, I'll go and have a lie down on this bed. And I was like, well, what are you watching me for? Why are you following? What are you following me for? Oh, well, we'll just need to make sure you're alright. But just leave me alone, then I'll be alright. No, we needed, like, what? You know, because I was on suicide watch and I didn't realise. And they're like, just go and have a lie down. And I was like, and my bedroom door was open, and one of the nurses was sat, like, right outside my room, so she, like, my bed was here. The door was there, and she was sat outside, like, so she could see right in. And I lied down and I shut my eyes. And I was like, no, I need to get up. And I was just, and she was like, just try, like, you know, they were like, try and get some rest. But because I was still that wired and I just couldn't, and I was petrified of going to sleep. It's like, what if I go sit? And then she's going to shut the door, and she's going to, you know, and then they're not going to let me out, because obviously the window was, you could open your window slightly, but then there was like this grid, like, at the side, you know, and I was like, well, it's the prison cells, you know. Obviously, you've probably seen videos of me when I was actually in the hospital, but just remembering, and I was like, I don't want this, and I didn't realise, like, when someone else came in, obviously, when you know, Potter, and then they were following them constantly, and I was like, and then as things started, and they were like, oh no, you get put on suicide watch when you first, like, go in, and then you get assessed by, like, the doctor, and then the doctor says, right, give them this, but obviously I wouldn't take my medication. I was like, no, at first I wouldn't take it. All I wanted was my antidepressants, but yeah. But you know, like, looking back, I was thankful for it, you know. My time, like, obviously I had 2 stints in Rosebery Park, but, you know, I was thankful for them, and obviously my mental health team, my aftercare on my road to recovery, I can't do anything but be thankful for them, and I'm so glad that I have got a supportive team, and I haven't had no bad experiences with them or anything. Probably had like a few little blips, where we haven't agreed with something, but I'd like, this, I can't fault them. Do you know what my CPN calf? Do you know, she just has to take one look at me and she knows. But then, like, in my last session with her, obviously I had a breaking down moment. I just broke down, and she was like, "Oh, Lou, you've pulled a fast one on me." Do you know, and it's like, she was like, she said, "You've started covering up again, haven't you?" And I was like, "I know." And she was like, normally they can tell. It's like, but these past, like, I've put on the show, but not as much, if that makes sense. Do you know, like, they haven't realised that I was putting, but obviously it was like, oh no, do you know, they went, do you know, they realised that I was, but you know, like, they're very supportive. Do you know, I could phone up, do you know, look, can I have an early appointment, please? Or like, my CPN will phone me, and she'll just have a quick chat with me to make sure everything. So do you know what? Our NHS, I don't care, but in my, like, our NHS are good, and they are doing their best, and I'm thankful that I've had a good experience with my recovery, like, team, like, with psychosis team. But yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna try and chill a bit more, because obviously this talk has chilled me out a little bit. But I'll bid you all farewell, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.